What if I told you that in 2024 elections, the presidential vote never got counted, but everything else on the ballot did? There's a pattern that no one has been able to explain. And if it doesn't disturb you, you're not paying attention, or you do not want the truth. In state after state, people filled their ballots marked with choices for Senate, House, local races, but somehow the line for president was left blank. That kind of thing is called drop-off. It happens occasionally, but not like it did this year. Not in the massive numbers, not all the pointing in the same direction. Let me show you what I mean. In Arizona, 260,000 ballots were returned, but only 180,000 had a selection for president. That's 80,000 missing votes from one race on the same ballot. Trump's winning margin there was around 40,000. In Georgia, it's the same story. Roughly 110,000 people left the presidential slot blank. Compared to other races on the ballot, that's 60,000 drop-off votes. Trump won Georgia by about 25,000. Nevada had a similar gap, around 45,000 votes, missing from the presidential line. And the margin there, 15,000. Now ask yourself, why would somebody fill out the whole ballot but skip the most visible race in the country? And why does this pattern show up? Only in the battleground states, only in one direction, and only in the presidential race. Now let's talk about the machines. Over 40% of the U.S. counties use ES&S digital ballot scanners in 2024. But before the election, something unusual happened. A federally approved testing lab gave a fast-track stamp to the last-minute software changes without public review, without public notice, and without a full audit. Those changes affected the system that scan ballots, log vote data, and report totals. And when did the drop-off show up? Right after those changes were implemented. This is why the Rockland County case in New York matters. It's the first lawsuit forcing discovery, demanding machine logs, ballot scans, and audit tapes. If those drop-off patterns match up with the software updates across multiple states, we're not looking at coincidence anymore. We're looking at a systemic failure or something worse. This isn't about relitigating 2024. The results were certified. But if we don't demand transparency now, we're setting ourselves up to lose everything that counts in the future. Because if the vote isn't visible, if the software can be changed without oversight, if the machines leave no public trail, then our democracy is a facade. And here's the kicker. The company behind those machines, ES&S, is privately owned by people on the extreme right. They operate in 40% of the U.S. counties. And the lab that approved the changes, also a private right-wing company. No public election board, no citizen oversight, just a rubber stamp and a disappearing vote. If that doesn't make you want to raise your voice, what will? We need audits. We need public logs. We need complete control over the machines that count our votes. Because if the system can be manipulated in the shadows, then the outcome isn't democracy. It's something else. It's a performance, and it's time to shut it down. Please like and share, because we have to get the word out to as many people as possible.